Okay, welcome everyone to some dungeon crawl stone soup. I flubbed the intro again. Whatever, we're going for it this time. That's fine. I've already tried to do this like a billion times before, so let's go ahead and just go all in on this one. So today I'm going to be doing a new series, Road to Greaterplayer. You guys might have seen this one already, but this is going to be a new, more structured one. It's going to be a fully planned out, fully mapped out, play alongside me kind of series where I'm going to be doing the whole thing from the perspective of a new player. So there's a couple of things I just want to show real quick. So here's the video that I uploaded about 8 hours ago. I'm going to just go ahead and pause that. Show the straw poll here. If it loads. Yeah, so I asked Greaterplayer, beginner, or min-maxed. The results came out as beginner. So it looks like I'm going to be doing a beginner run through of the game. Now, let's go back. Alright, so you guys can track my progress. So this is a Greaterplayer run, first of all. Let me explain what Greaterplayer is. Greaterplayer is where you win every single race and every single background. So you get you play roughly about 20 to 27 plus games, depending on how many times you double up. And you can actually click on this icon right on. Oh, I don't know if you can see my mouse. All right, so if you look above the subscribe button, there's two things. A Discord. Sorry, there's three things. First one is like the CPO, which is this little cauldron sign, the crawl logo, and that lets you check if I'm online. This green thing here is a Google Doc, which will, if you click on it, let you see. Oh, that should not be right. Will let you see my current Greaterplayer progress. This is a little bit out of date. So all of this is red currently because this is covering the last Greaterplayer run that I did. So I'm going to go ahead and reset it. I was thinking of doing it with the old series, but I think it's easier for me to just map it out fully. So this is a full table of every single class and race that is currently in the game. I'm going to be using this one most likely. I don't know. I think there's going to be a new race that's added, so I might add them to the bottom if I have time. But essentially, this is currently every single class and race combo that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be coloring them in as I go along, so you guys can check what I'm doing. It's called Demise Player Progress. So yeah, that's probably it for this channel. See you later. So today I'm going to be playing from a new player's perspective. So what that means is I'm going to be essentially doing my normal series, just generally speaking, with a little bit more commentary, a little bit more analysis, I suppose. And excuse me, I'm going to be playing the combos that from the perspective of a new player. So any new player can come in and follow this routine, essentially, this like exact plan to the letter, and you probably make it to Greaterplayer in about the same time it takes for me to get Greaterplayer, assuming you play a little bit more than me. Because obviously I've played a lot, I'll be able to maintain a slightly better win rate than you, just by way of me having played like several thousand more hours than you. That's just a natural side effect. But anyway, so obviously the first thing you would like, if you guys have watched my, if you guys are regular like viewers, thanks for viewing. But if you are, you will know that there are a couple of videos on my channel that are specifically tailored to getting first wins, maximizing wins, and just playing the game in general to get that first win. For example, I have a Minotaur Berserker tutorial. I have a weapons guide. I have a new guy tutorial on how to win, maximizing your winning playstyle, quote unquote, playstyle, and like optimizing your thought process towards the game. All that kind of stuff is on the channel, I think. Pretty sure, like 99% sure. So please, if you're new to the game, check it out. It's going to be really useful to you as a couple of resources, and of course, feel free to I guess provide I don't know, like ask questions. If you've got a question, I will answer it. I have answered it ever since I started this channel, and I will not stop answering it. So ask away. No question is too stupid. I have seen a lot of questions already. I've gone through a year and a half or almost, a year and a bit worth of questions and videos, so I have a lot of experience. So feel free to ask away. So this is a brand new account, Salt City. Made it like an hour ago, put in my regular init file, and we're going to be starting from the beginner's perspective. So, what are the first games that a beginner would play? Well, obviously, you would say Minotaur Berserker, right? Minotaur Berserker, Hillock Fighter, Gargoyle Assassin, etc., etc., and so forth. Troll Monk, that kind of stuff. So we're going to start with one of those, one of the classics. I guess we'll start with a Minotaur Fighter, just because that is a little bit more interesting than Minotaur Berserker, I think. Just a slightly different taste. I'd say Minotaur Fighter is, based on the tournament, Fighter is actually the most won before Berserker. So Berserker's actually won less than Fighter. If the 0.19 tournament if my memory of that is correct. So Minotaur Fighter of Okawara, that's what we're going for. That's what we're going to get. Okay, so let's get started. So this is fairly basic strategy. Anything I do here, just follow it. You'll be fine. Probably not going to go shields this game. That's right, and I might go a bit of armor just because I can. Make sure to have manual training on. If you guys don't have it on, you should. I'm not going to explain too many of the mechanics of the game in this one, just because my God, is that a D1 null anaerotic? Okay, whatever. We're gonna go Potion of Might here. That was risky as crap. Whatever, we did it. All good. This Amulet of Inaccuracy really sucks. So yeah, I'm gonna play this as I normally would. I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about like making this a tutorial, if only because I feel like it's probably not necessary. I'm going to have a bunch of other tutorials to talk about game mechanics, so you guys should be okay with that, I guess. This is purely, it's educational, but it's not educational in the same way that a tutorial is. It's literally just showing you the exact plan that I would have to Greaterplayer. It's going to start with all the basics, it's going to do all the basic stuff, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about some talking points. I'll pretend as if like I've never done a video on the channel. I guess I won't. I'll go over all the talking points that I normally go over because obviously people miss the things that I do because no one has time to sit there and watch several hundred hours worth of videos just to learn about this game, right? I don't expect anyone to, but some of you guys are absolute monsters and you have, so well done if you have. Alright, this is a bad fight, but we have to kind of do this. Let's quaff a potion. Alright, haste potion. Okay, this is just... Okay, so we're gonna run away from this thing, I think. Because that is gonna kill us really hard. Alright, I haste ran off, so this is kind of scary. I think that's an Okawara altar. Okay, that was a little bit shifty there. Oh, Christ. So, yeah, I don't expect to get, like, streak wins or anything in this game. This is just a normal gameplay, normal standard stuff. I hope I don't die. That does suck. If I were to die. Okay, a battle axe. Okay. It's a +2 battle axe of chopping. Okay. That probably means we should turn armor off. I think we want to train the axes as hard as we can while we have time. Like, right now, it's not going to be hitting very hard. Especially because I have an Amulet of Inaccuracy. Damn, it wasn't a Okawara altar like I thought it was. Oh, that's fine. Alright, so we can fight the Adder now because we have a great weapon, like an insanely good weapon for this stage in the game. Even with the inaccuracy, it should be okay, because we'll probably one-shot it. Like that. It's a little bit scary still, but yeah, whatever. We need to get a remove curse ASAP, but we actually have no control over that whatsoever. It's just the dungeon. If the dungeon doesn't want to give it to us, we're not going to get it. Like, that's just unfortunate. The unfortunate nature of the early game. There's no such thing as a free remove curse guaranteed. Like, there is no guarantee of anything. So, we have got a weapon that ordinarily you wouldn't see on D3, but realistically the results are going to be kind of the same. It's only slightly better than like a regular axe at this point, because it's still swinging very slowly at 1.4, 1.5. So I need to be actually even more careful. The damage is a lot bigger, obviously, but still kind of scary. Especially against like hordes of enemies like this. The slow attack speed means I can take multiple hits per turn. So I need to be... What the... Are you kidding me, dude? Sword of Jihad? Okay. So that's a weapon. It's a +10 holy weapon, which is not actually that good. but at this point in the game, it's probably decent to just hold it. Just because it plus 10 means that I'm going to be dealing like an infinite amount of damage for like ages. So yeah, this is like one of those tips that I can provide, I guess, now that gives a little bit of insight into the game. You can use weapons in the early game that don't relate to the weapon that you're wielding, just don't train into it. So as you can see here, I just pick up this weapon, use it because it's going to one-shot everything with plus 10 damage. Like, look at that. It's pretty disgusting. Gives me evade plus 3 as well. And I can eventually just transition away from this and it's no big deal. It's especially helpful because I can use this in corridors. Okay, where's Pistachio? Oh god. Yeah, so that kind of sucks a little bit. The rage is kind of suiciding, kind of making me suicidal. There's a gecko here. For some reason we're naked now. Okay, curse minus 2. Please make this remove curse. Nope, no remove curse. So yeah, like I said, we're getting a little bit shafted right now. This is just embarrassing how hilariously bad we're getting wrecked by RNG, but that's fine. I suppose doesn't really matter too much. Minotaur Fighter is quite a bit weaker, I'd say, in the early game than Minotaur Berserker. Don't have access to that glorious Berserk. Don't have access to much, really. So, and the Might Potion we had is gone. So we're pretty much relying on whatever we picked up from the dungeon. All right, there's the remove curse. Brilliant. Okay, so that was a pretty good swing in our favor for damage. Sort of Jihad again. It's not too relevant. I don't want anyone to take away that like I need sort of Jihad to like actually win the game. It's pretty silly actually, because I would be doing great with that battle axe anyway, so it's not too bad. Here I'm gonna make a kill hole, just because I don't want that orc priest smiting me constantly. But once I go berserk, it's fine. Like going berserk means that you will generally be able to kill whatever you want as a Minotaur. Okay, that's a pretty scary enemy, and the plus 10 just wipes it away completely. Classic. Okay, look at that. Just killing it in like one hit. Alright, well this does speed up our early game a little bit, I guess. Probably could be playing faster, but I'm not going to. Won't pick Trog this game. Probably will pick Okawara, just because that was the plan. I don't like recommending that you guys have a plan when it comes to god choice and stuff, but like it's not the worst idea. It just means that you might die in the interim. It really depends on what your gameplay like point is. If you want to get Greaterplayer with a really high win rate, then pick whatever god you can that gives you the best boost in the early game. At least with the caveat that, of course, it has to be a decent god. Don't pick like the Hermit for a Minotaur Fighter. It's not going to give you anything, right? Obviously, you'd pick the thing that would give you the best benefit. Like, for example, if you find a D2, this temple. If you find like a D2, I don't know, McClebel, pick it. It's fine. Like, that's acceptable. Alright, we're not going to get Okawara this game. Let's go ahead and just wait it out. I think our character is decently strong enough that it doesn't matter. At some point, though, this battle axe is actually probably going to overtake the... crap, this is a lot of enemies. Okay, Wand of Acid is going to make this a lot easier. There we go, see? Wand of Acid is overpowered in the early game, it's pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't, like, Sword of Jihad's fine, I guess, but I honestly think it's not a great weapon. It's pretty much like a... It makes you berserk, and things that make you berserk without you really having consent is not great. Like, in this situation, if that was not... Like, if the enemy there that was that came from behind was not just a shitty orc, and it was actually something of real note, like, I don't know, like some unique, and my berserk ran out at that exact moment, I'd be forced to teleport or do something, and if I didn't have those, I'd be dead, so... You know, it's not a great... I personally think it's not good. Like, if anything, it's not worth considering when I already have a battle axe of chopping, and I'm about to pick up a glowing broad axe, which is also a great weapon. So this is probably a better weapon, honestly, already. I'm gonna read my scrolls. Okay, so this is already a really crappy situation. I'm gonna abuse the fact that the skeleton can't shoot. Sorry, the... Okay, this is actually kind of scary. What's agility here? I was gonna say I made use of the fact that the centaur can't shoot through his friend to just kind of avoid getting shot to pieces. But yeah, as you can see, this broad axe is doing decent damage anyway. I don't really care that the Sword of Jihad is no longer with us. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, you don't need good RNG to win this game. You can just kind of get by with fairly average RNG. How are we gonna do this? This is really awkward because that troll is fairly dangerous for us. And the porcupine's doing a little bit of damage. That's fine. Let's go down a different staircase. Hopefully we'll be able to get... Oh yeah, there's heroism. Great. So heroism will make this, like, just most fights pretty easy. Oh god. So as you can see here, it just destroys Joseph, even though Joseph is generally a fairly tough early game unique. With heroism, I can make very short work of him. Though I guess the Rod Axe is a strong thing as well, so yeah. Okay, we got a Wand of Hasting. That's pretty ridiculous. That essentially means that we've won the game. There's no real reason to lose now. So I can haste and heroism here, and that just makes the fight completely trivial. Like, there's almost no way I could die to that, unless I got like burst for like a billion damage. Okay, so there's a bit of noise outside. I apologize in advance. Oh my god. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Heroism haste will take care of all these bees and things. If in doubt, always use 2 consumables. Maybe that's a new rule I could put in. Like, if you're ever going to be in doubt of how bad things are going to be, use 2 consumables. It's fine. Like, instead of just 1. Like, don't waste. Okay, yep. So I don't know who's shouting or why, but it's pretty tilting. Okay, well, I really hope that it's not picked up in the recording, but it's just had to happen today. I don't know, whatever. So it's been about 11 minutes. Maybe I should stop before Lair, just and then upload 2 videos. I don't want to do that though. I don't know. Hopefully things will just go away and the problems will just be fine. Who knows? Anyway, so I like to clear down to D10, but actually no, that wasn't the point I was trying to make. Sorry. So the point I was trying to make is that with that rule, if you're in trouble, use 2 consumables instead of 1. The reason why I want that to happen is because I guess I don't want people to underuse their resources. Like, there's a lot of times where, like, almost all the time you get a new player that dies a lot. They're like, oh, I had all this stuff in my inventory, it didn't matter. Sorry, I should have used it, but I didn't. That's really indicative of, like, just new player stuff, new player syndrome, I guess. So, like, yeah, I don't know, just avoid it. Like, make sure you use your consumables, guys. Oh god. So here, like, I need to use a consumable here, because that Komodo dragon's gonna mess me up. And as you can see, it already saved my life. I was able to heal away. Now I can come back, and I can heroism, and that should be pretty easy to fight once I get the heroism up. So, yes, you might die a couple of times to games where you run out of consumables because you're just, like, you use too many. That's okay. Because there might have been, like, at least, oh god. So here is really just not a great position for us to be in. Okay, I'm just gonna use the one random effects because that might actually save my life. Yeah, it actually did. Wow, that was funny. So I used the polymorph. The random effects turned into a polymorph, which was then used to turn him into a Tarantella, which is still a dangerous enemy, but not as dangerous as the amount of damage I was taking right there and then. So I was willing to take him on. There was a chance that he could confuse me, and that could have been bad, but I was able to not get hit by that. And even if I did, I would have just cured out of him immediately. Alright, so here's an ugly thing. That's a very dangerous enemy on D11, so I'm going to heroism. And even then, it still takes me out. So here, you could haste away, or you could blink. And here I'm going to blink. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it has a chance of hitting me while I'm using that teleport one, and I'd rather not take a risk. So I accidentally cleared too far down, so I'm going to go down to left. Probably do that. Yeah, I'll probably do half of left. So here's Checker's Ghost. Checkers is a player who dies a lot, so he's going to leave a lot of ghosts. Nah. Oh, wow, he... Draconian Berserker Shrug. You scumbag. Okay, let's haste heroism. Let's try to fight him. Okay, we destroyed him, but he drained us. That was very scary. Look. When it comes to ghosts, don't underestimate them. Read what they do. Think about what they might have. Draconians are hell. So if you play a Draconian and you die, that's pretty sad because you make it really bad for everyone else. But yeah, make sure that you use your resources as best you can, because nothing is more annoying than having a guy continuously kill themselves. Oh, there's another ghost. Wow, okay. Well, let's go ahead and haste and heroism again. This one looks like a ghost. Aquara will now gift you equipment as your party goes. Okay, that's good. Hopefully they didn't remake Aquara. That'd be sad. Alright, I'm just going to be careful here. I know the Komodo dragon can follow me upstairs, so I'm going to go ahead and abuse that fact. So as you can see, I've used heroism like a billion times already. Let's actually take a look. We'll go down here. So I've already used heroism 12 times, and as you can see, I haven't even hit Leia, and I'm almost full party already. So that really does go to show you that a third one, really? Okay, let's haste again. Okay, well, I guess it's Ghost City today. Whatever. But as you can see, I've killed like a billion enemies, and I've heroism for like so many. And my Aquawaru loves me. Like he does not care at all about how little I've used. I'm probably gonna switch over to the battle axe chopping. I just realized that I had a shield in my inventory that I could have used, but whatever, it's fine. All right, well, yeah. So let's get rid of that mutation potion. The first new players will always want to say, "Oh, quaff the mutation potion." It's not worth it, guys. Just don't do it. Like the amount of bad mutations, the severity of the bad mutations far outweighs the potential for good mutations. Like the best good mutation you have is 10% HP. The worst you have is like regen slowly, berserkitis. Like if you get stat drain 3, you have just absolutely awful time. If you get like blurry vision, it's potentially lethal. Like it's not good, and you could also screw yourself over your caster too. You can like get that spells are easier or harder to. Is that Quicksilver Dragon armor? Okay. But, okay, and its artifact. That's pretty interesting, I guess. Let's go take a look what it is. So this is the Quicksilver Dragon Scales of Eliplock, and it gives us MR and MP plus 9. So this is essentially just a regular Quicksilver Dragon armor. 1810 versus 1906. So 1906 is 25. 1810 is 28. This is very superior. Generally, I like to judge my weapon, my defensive like items based on what the total of AC and evade is. It's not an amazingly accurate scale because sometimes there'll be situations where it's slightly better to have a weapon that gives you a more balanced mix. But generally speaking, if you can add it up together and one is bigger than the other, pick the one that's bigger. It's pretty simple as a rule of thumb. Works for a lot of cases, and you won't get too bogged down in decisions. If you're worried about resist, just don't. Like, unless you're actually really missing a resist like RF and it's critical, or R poise, realistically, like, don't worry about resist negative, for example. Don't really worry about I don't know, like even R cold's not really that incredibly important. It's kind of cool, but it's good to have, but it's not like so important that you'd give up like 10 AC for it, for example. I just wouldn't bother. Alright, so this is a ring of teleportation. Ring of teleportation. We want that gone. And of course, there's a demon blade here. So this game was really telling me to go with a sort of jihad, but I'm not going to go do that. I have restraint, so I will go ahead and not do that. You can severely mess up a run by trying to transition from your original build. And I think, honestly, that new players, especially ones that are going for their first build, just try to stay kind of within the lines of their character. Don't like move too far away. You'll often find that you die while transitioning because you're a lot weaker in that phase. What are they like? I talk about this at length in the Minotaur Berserker tutorial. It just seems like I naturally gravitate towards some kind of like explanatory tone, but yeah, like honestly, just try to stay as consistent as you can because it works out better for you in the long run. Okay, crude gifts. -6 Arpoise, probably not worth it. Let's be real here. Arpoise is great, but probably not worth 6 AC. See what I mean? Like even in Lair, I'm willing to forego a little bit of like Arpoise, for example, which is considered to be like top tier in Lair, because it gives me -6 AC. It's not worth it, guys. Like, come on. It's just not. Like that putting that thing on will screw me over. It puts me at a really big disadvantage. It doesn't matter if I have Arpoise or not. I'm gonna get hit by a bunch of things and still die. So like, just don't do it. Pretty straightforward. But yeah, that is Eye of Destruction has about 70 damage worth of burst that it can do to me, which is very scary. That's why I heroism immediately. Probably could have also gotten away with invoking finesse as well. As you can see, I've trained a little bit of invocations. I like to get my invo up to about 8. Okay, we got shafted. That's really scary. Let's heroism, finesse, and haste. Okay, even now we're taking quite a big amount of damage. That's okay. Back off here. I don't know why all these boosted things are green. That's kind of annoying. Not really sure what that's all about, but yeah. Okay, there's Dream Sheep. Dream Sheep are a new addition to the game. They're pretty scary. Gotta be quite careful. They increase the damage because stab damage actually works on you as well, so it's quite scary. Jeweled Rod. Usually I wouldn't pick them up, but I just kind of want to see what it is. It's a Rod of Ignition. That's kind of cool. It's a Rod of Ignition. If you don't know what it is, it basically lets you cast a line fireball, and then everything it hits fireballs as well. It's decently interesting, I guess. So here I'm gonna heroism finesse, and haste. So I used 3 consumables for that fight. It's just a simple way of making the fight a lot less dangerous. If you think you'd need a specific amount, look, chances are in the early. Oh god, this is really bad. I need a fear right now. I also need a teleport. Okay, so that teleport saved me from the stone. That Catopopus is an easy way to die, so I gotta be quite careful. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure I don't stand inside the clouds. Pull the Dream Sheep away one by one so they don't surround me and let another enemy do massive damage to me. Like I said, a bunch of things all at once that are happening. I'm just kind of going through a lot of them in case, Okay, that's a Hydra. I didn't really see that. So I like to not fight Hydras too much, but here it looks like it's going to be pretty much unavoidable. So I'm going to go ahead and try to soften him up first with just like a bunch of wands and haste. If I don't manage to kill him with just that wands, I will heroism finesse him. But it shouldn't be necessary in this case. Alright. Oh yeah, this was the absolute murder hole. Okay. Do we have a potion of invisibility? No. Okay. Well, we'll go down the 3rd staircase then. Hopefully it's not right next to you. Okay, this is a slightly better entrance. I'm going to now walk towards it and pull off little bits of enemies, a couple of enemies at a time. This is just classic splitting the pack strategy. Makes fighting these enemies a lot easier. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to explain too many of the game mechanics and stuff. That's probably more suited for a tutorial, but it seems that I naturally do it because I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, like I said, I want to keep that a little bit more for a tutorial, so I probably won't go in as much detail as I normally would. So I apologize if if you have questions, just ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them, as I always have been. I mean, I haven't missed any questions. I think I've been pretty good about answering them. Alright, let's see what these rings are. Fire and cold. I like to have one way of resisting stuff. Obvious point, don't walk around with a negative resistance. Fairly straightforward, I would say. Okay, this death yak is hurting. Pull away. Make sure to go on a different staircase. Don't go down a staircase that you know is going to kill you. Also, another basic maneuver. Like there, I would not go down that staircase. So there's actually 2 Catopopuses there. I didn't know that. This layer 6 actually looks like hell. So I'm going to do a pretty straightforward strategy. Just don't do it. Like, I'm just gonna skip it. It's all good. Absolutely no need to go through all that stress for no reason. Alright, there's a scroll of requirement. So, I was looking for it a little bit, and there's going to be a couple of questions now that I want to ask. Weapon, armor, wand. Usually the only three that you'll ever want to consider. Gold sometimes. Jewelry rarely, because the pool is so big. For non-god gifting... for non-gifting gods, like gods that basically aren't Trog and aren't Okawaru, I would normally acquire a weapon, unless I have a good one already. Or I'd acquire, usually a weapon. If I have a god-gifting god like Okawaru, I would probably pick a wand. In this scenario, I have a great weapon already, or a decent weapon. I also have a wand that's pretty good. So it's actually okay for me to go... Sorry, I already have armor that's decent, so I think it's okay for me to go wand. Because a wand has the best ability to just completely break my game. So for example, had I not had the first haste one, this second haste, this haste one would have given me the power that I already have. So you'd be able to, you'd notice that my my safety like skyrockets basically because I have so much power. Okay, so min delay for an axe is at 20, so I want to be turning that off once I have gotten to that. Let's go ahead and heroism finesse here. That's not a distortion weapon. Psych can sometimes do that. But yeah, pretty basic, straightforward stuff, I guess. I think I was looking too much for a tutorial. I probably should have done one, but whatever. We'll do one when we get more time. Like I said, I didn't want this series. The initial point of the series was not to be a super formal one, because I don't think I can hold up my formal attitude for bloody 40 games. But you know, the first episode, obviously, I guess it's fine to have it fairly formal. But I guess I'll clear up to about D14 or 13. Probably 13. Alright, +5 Ring of Dex is completely useless, doesn't do anything for us. Probably can remove Curse this cloak, it's not actually giving us anything. I would have kept it on actually, never mind. Probably should have kept it on honestly. Just because it doesn't do anything, and I only have one remove Curse, so it's a little bit risky. But that's fine. Oh, there's so many things I need to talk about. This is why I wanted to do a tutorial again, because I feel like I missed a couple of points in like the last tutorial, and I think I need to script. What is that? An acid dragon? What? Okay. What the hell? Okay, I guess that looked kind of like a model dragon, so I assume that's what it is, or it's supposed to be. Wait, is there any model dragon anymore? Oh, okay, so apparently not. Yeah, okay. Model dragons must have been removed. I assume they are. Yeah, whatever. It's no big deal. Pretty much going to be the same thing anyway, I guess. I don't like corrosion, but it's fine. Okay, barbs. Another cool thing, don't move with barbs if you have the choice. You'll take a lot more damage than you're expecting. Barbs do so much. You can lose about... Okay, here's a 7-handed Hydra. Let's heroism finesse. See, notice how even with heroism and finesse, I still take like 1 billion damage. That's really quite scary. That's why I don't advocate doing that kind of stuff. We got an Executioner's Axe. That's probably really good. It's the late game weapon that we're looking for, at least. And we're actually going to go ahead and brand that. So it's a freezing weapon now. That's great. It's slightly worse against Orbs of Fire. That's a really late game consideration. Oh crap. Let's haste here. Pull away from this enemy. And shoot some stuff at it. Oh god. Heroism here. Like, look how much damage we take. It's so scary, man. I hate fighting Hydras with the thing. I would actually advocate maces just if you don't like fighting against Hydras, but it's not really that big of a deal. But maybe it is better if you're playing Minotaur Fighter and not Minotaur Berserker. I'd say for Berserker you could pick a mace and you'd be fine. Actually, I guess it's fine either way for Minotaur Fighter and Berserker. Whatever. I don't know. Hydras are a pain, that's what I'm trying to say, I guess. Alright, so this is a very well-known vault. I'm just going to go ahead and go down the third staircase. There's always two staircases in that vault, so just go down the third one and you'll be fine. Absolutely right as rain. Alright. Gonna make sure the Death Knight isn't in LOS for too long, because that's a really scary enemy. Pull away. Okay, the reflection hurts, but whatever. We just punch through him. Alright, it's gonna go ahead and give me shiny plate armor. It's poison resistance, which is really good. That's actually probably worth using over the this one. So this is 31, this is 32. So this has slightly better stats and is also giving me Arpoise. And Arpoise is generally quite good for the two lair branches, Swamp and Snake. So in this scenario, it actually is probably better to go with this weapon. In terms of considerations for what I would pick as my first rune, I would generally go with Swamp, but in this scenario, it's probably more dangerous to go with Swamp. Just because Hydras, as you can see, I've already been struggling quite badly with Hydras. So, you know, probably does make sense when you do Snake first. Alright, these Skeletal Warriors are really painful. And that's an Acid Drake. So that really sucks. Okay, gonna Heroism here, just to beat him up. Pull up here, all good. This is an enchanted one, yeah. Okay, enchanted does not have a brand, so... Ooh, that looks cool. It looks kind of disgusting, actually. The yellow dragon. That looks really gaudy. God, why? Okay, let's take a look what this is. So this is 25-7. This is 17-11. So based on this, I assume this is more of a dodgy, a bit more of a dodgier armor. I guess it's the same as model dragon armor. Corrosive slime. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's the same as model dragon armor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drop it. It's not useful. Okay. Feels kind of bad that the model dragon's gone now. I mean, I like them more than this new one, but you know, whatever. It's not a huge deal, I guess. Model dragons were cool though, so rest in peace, those guys. In terms of enchanting, I do like to enchant my armor as much as I can, but in this case, I'm probably not going to use this one past the second rune, so I don't know. I don't think I need it. Probably don't need more invocations. 9 is enough. There's Josephine. God. New Josephine is painful. With her Drain Fireball. It's pretty insane. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's just Ring now. I'm going insane, guys. I'm actually going insane. Alright. Let's finish this. Oh, I thought I got a Vis there. Holy crap, that was scary. Alright, we're good. We're all fine. Alright, are those distortion weapons? No. Okay, great. This should be okay. Heroism should handle most of these. Should be okay. Alright, good. Battle Axe is unfortunately just enchanted, no flaming like I was hoping it'd be. But that's okay, understandable, I guess. Alright, this black tile generally means there's a treasure trove here, so we're going to just go ahead and see what's in there. So it needs 19 scrolls of Identify. That's not happening, given how few ID scrolls we have. Just generally, it's not going to happen. Alright, Rune Plate Armor. God, please stop. Ponderousness. Nope, Ponderousness is bad. Ponderousness is like one of those noob traps. It slows you down, but it gives you really high base enchant, which is actually not good. And the reason why it's not good is because the base enchant can be enchanted just generally. It's not important. And instead you're giving up the strongest of the defensive strategies that a player will have on almost every character, called the walk away strategy. That one's just completely denied to you, and it's really, really bad. And especially because you're trading it for like pretty much nothing essentially. Like 10 AC is not a big deal at all compared to slow. Like, it's just not. Alright, I think I like the brand we have on our Battle Axe of Freezing, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch the Battle Axe. Oh my god. Alright, this is a Vampiric Battle Axe. So on a Minotaur, on a melee, on a heavy weapon user, a Vampiric weapon is god tier. It's the best weapon in the game now. This is currently the best weapon in the game, other than a speed Battle Axe. So yeah, from now on we're going to be using this one, and it's unlikely that we'll switch over to the execution and axe. As a result, I'm going to be switching out of axes, and I'm going to be switching on dodging instead, just because we need some more dodging. One thing that I noticed a couple of new players will also do is that they will train only armor or only dodging, and they won't train the other one. That's not very good. Train both, unless you have like a rogue. Then don't train armor. That's like really the only caveat at all. So yeah, just be careful. Yeah, fighting's important. I don't know, a lot of basic stuff. It's probably said better in the last tutorial, so just go look at that if you're still stuck. But I'm gonna leave it here for today. So thank you guys for watching. I actually have to go because you know, I need to investigate the source of that noise, and I also need to sleep. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.